What's going on? It's Ed here from ClicksGeek, and today we're going to talk about inbound versus outbound sales for your digital marketing agency. This goes for if you're selling Google ads, Facebook ads, SEO, web design, email marketing, strategy, whatever it is. We're going to talk about what inbound sales is, what is outbound sales, and which is better and why, and what you should be doing depending on what stage of the business you're at. So, inbound sales. You write a piece of content, they find it online. You do a YouTube video, they find you online. They come in and they've already consumed some of your brand, some of your content. They become a lead. You sell them that way. It could have been through a referral. It could have been through a strategic alliance. It could have been through a piece of direct mail you sent. It could have been through an ad. It could have been through any number of things. That's inbound. Inbound would definitely be more on like the referral or organic piece of it, something that your brand helped create the lead for. So your content, your videos, your testimonials, things in market that basically pique someone's interest, and then they become a lead. So that's your inbound lead. Those are like the gold standard. If you're getting inbound leads, that's an awesome thing. Those close at a significantly higher rate. They probably, my guesstimate, at least for us, they sell at a higher rate as well. More margin there. And so outbound sales. What is outbound? Outbound is you picking up the phone and dialing and cold calling people, or doing cold email or LinkedIn outreach, going the outbound approach to proactively go into the market to acquire that new business. So depending on what stage of your business you're at, you may want to be doing it. So if you're brand new, you don't have a choice. You've got to be doing outbound. You've got to be proactive with your efforts in order to start generating interest in the market so that you get leads lead to sales, sales revenue, start churning, getting some momentum. That's the benefit of outbound. It can create some momentum in your business. What you'll find is the companies that are really good, companies that are growing fast, they do inbound and outbound. It's not just one or the other. You'll see digital marketing, software. You'll see anybody in the tech space that's got venture funding. They have outbound sales teams. It's not something where it's purely just built off of the brand and purely built off of inbound. You'll see a component where a very big component to outbound sales where they have people on their team. They call them SDRs, and those people's job is to generate interest, generate appointments. So they're basically appointment setting. They are doing the outbound via cold calling, cold email, LinkedIn outreach, Facebook outreach, all stuff like that. Depending on where you're at your business, you really should be doing this. And it is a really powerful thing to do because it puts the control on your side of the fence. Rather than inbound. Inbound is glorious. When it comes in, it's awesome. It's the greatest feeling when leads start coming in because of things you've put out into the world. Like I'm a fisherman, so I think in terms of fishing analogies. Think of it like long line fishing, where you've got many lines and hooks out in the water. It's just more opportunities for you to catch fish. You could look at your videos and your content the same way. The more you have out there, the better the content, the more enticing it's going to be, the more fish you can catch. Outbound is something you can control with effort and time and adding other people to the staff. You could potentially outsource it. So it's a nice, predictable, dependable side of your lead generation efforts that I think you should put more effort into and more resources behind. The idea of picking up the phone and calling people often scares a lot of people, and that's what turns people off. Or they've done it in the past and they just worked at a terrible place that had terrible scripts and terrible systems in place to help you sell, and the sales story wasn't very good. Could be a number of things, but most people's first time at cold calling sucks, and it usually scars them for life and they never want to do it again. I'm proposing that you try it again. There's a really good book that I'm rereading. I had read it a couple of years ago. I like to recycle sales books and business books in general, because what I found is if I read it 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, I was a different person then. So that information came to me differently than it would be now. So if there's a book I like to reread books because it gets filtered through a different lens. And I usually take something different or more from the book at this point than I did then. So this is one of those books. It's an excellent book. I don't think I've talked about it on the channel here before, but let's get it up there. It's called New Sales Simplified by Mike Weinberg. And this book is solely for outbound sales. Talks a little bit about inbound sales. They're great to have when they come in, but the focus is be the tip of the spear, go out and pierce that market and generate revenue, be the hunter, generate revenue for your business. And this talks about putting all of your scripting together, your sales story, everything from the cold call and the actual outreach to the actual pitch itself, so the sales meeting. How to create your sales story, how to come over all sorts of objections that you're going to come across and brush offs and rebuttals, and then how to close. So if you're thinking about going the outbound approach again, which I've talked about a lot on this channel, so you guys know I have a ton of outbound books. Sell the Meeting is a really good one. What's the other one? $1 Million Rebuttal is another really good one, and those are specifically for cold calling. What I like about this book is it takes in the whole sales picture or sales system, sales process a bit more intense than those do. Those are purely appointment setting and lead generation books. This book is more taking you A to Z on how to sell via outbound. And the important piece of creating your story for your business so that you can quickly relate to business owners and people you're going to be selling to, and you don't come off as just another shitty salesman / vendor and get stuck in that pile. Helps you be more of a a strategist and someone that they can potentially rely on. So I highly recommend this book. Getting back to inbound versus outbound. Inbound, holy grail. Outbound, if you don't have anything else cooking, you gotta get moving on it. You gotta do it. So try to get over your fears of cold calling and get it rolling. The other thing with cold calling is you don't necessarily just have to cold call the business owner. You could be cold calling strategic alliances and joint venture partners. So and I've talked about this in a previous video. Can't talk right now. I need another cup of coffee. You could be talking about cold calling strategic alliances and joint ventures. So an example, let's say you're in a niche and that particular niche has a software that like 50% of the market uses. You may want to approach that person for a strategic alliance where they refer you customers, you cut them in on the back end. You may need to do some work for a couple clients for free just to prove the point that you can do what you say you can do, or you go in with some really good validated case studies where you can show data to because they're putting their reputation up on the line here. So they want to make sure you can actually fulfill it. But how would you generate that relationship? You would start it with outbound. You'd start it with a cold call, a cold email, a LinkedIn outreach, and probably all of them. Know that you're never going to get an appointment with everybody on the first try. It's going to take several to many attempts to actually break through. So I love it. I'm a proponent of it, and I want to add this book to the list of things you guys should be reading. It's called New Sales Simplified by Mike Weinberg. Hope this helps. If you guys need anything, I always forget. This is Ed here from ClickSgeek. We're a Google Premier Partner Agency, and we specialize in lead gen for local business. And we have a couple links I'll drop below for courses that we sell and services that we offer. Again, Google Ads for local business lead gen. And so we've got some courses on Google Ads, landing pages, direct mail, getting clients with direct mail, a couple other things. So if you need anything, link below. And that's it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Have a great day.